Mayonde.
Hey.
Welcome to Hey Mama.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can also call her my yo-yo.
Hey, my yo-yo.
Yes.
Yebo.
Mayonde, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. My name is Mayonde. I am a child of God. I am a crown in my father's. I am a gem in my father's crown. And yes, I love God, I love people, and I love music. I'm a creative based here in Nairobi, Kenya. And yeah, I love to make art. I love to create joy for the people I love. And yeah, that's who I am.
Yeah, tell us a bit about family.
My family. Okay, so I'm half Kenyan, half Rwandan. So my mom is from Rwanda, my dad is from Kenya. I'm married. I have a son called Mama. He's the joy of my life. I'm married to the love of my life. His name is Mithi, and we've been together for 11 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I have 2 sisters who are the best aunties. And yeah, that's kind of about my family.
Yeah, I think you've answered the question. Guys are always like, she's so exotic. She's so stunning. You're like, oh, it's the combination. Rwanda meets Kenya.
Yeah.
We love
I'll take it.
You are stunning. You are a first-time mom. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What surprised you? What do you wish you knew before you became a mom?
First, it was a surprise to be a mom. I always thought I would have to really decide and really work on it, and especially since I have it's not an issue, but I have PCOS, right?
Okay.
So I always knew, like, when I need to have a baby, it will be like trying. But then it just happened, and it was a surprise.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I was ready to be a mom. I know I had been married for 10 years. I'm a grown-up. I'm in my 30s. But I still felt like a child. And I thought, by the time God decides to give me a child, I'll need to have everything together, everything in order, be a grown-up, be an adult. And then, boom, I'm pregnant before any of those things have happened. I've not really had to try for it. And I was like, God, what are you doing? So that surprised me, just becoming a mom.
Yeah.
I never saw myself as a mom. And I had never dreamed that dream. But now I see that I hadn't allowed myself to dream that dream.
Wow.
So I was surprised that God saw that I could be a mom and give me a child. And I was like, oh, you see something in me that I don't see in myself, which was really beautiful.
It's really beautiful. I think also really humbling, right?
So humbling because I have to depend on you 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? I'm curious to know what your first, like, let's say, 8 weeks into mommyhood, what was that like for you?
The ghetto.
Yeah.
The ghetto. I was like, what have I gotten myself into? This is so hard. I felt like it required all of me. All of me. This little life is depending on you for everything, for nourishment, to stay alive. And so I wasn't used to giving all my energy and attention into something like that for 24 hours, really. And then I had a C-section. So you're healing the pain of that. And then no one tells you, like, on about like day 4, there's like a really big dip in your hormones. Here? Yeah, that was really, really hard. And so the sleep deprivation, the healing, the attending to this other life and feeling like you're neglecting your needs, I found that so hard the first 8 weeks. But luckily it gets better. Yeah, it gets better. But
I'm actually glad you've talked about that dip in hormones because you come from this place of I'm just happy and pregnant and gorgeous and da-da-da.
Yeah.
And then baby comes, the excitement and then the dip.
boom, the dip.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can really take because you're breastfeeding.
Yes.
You can't reach for the things that you usually used to reach for if you're a person who would numb with alcohol or my appetite was really bad the first couple of weeks. So I couldn't even deal with it with food. Like I just had to be with my feelings, all the sadness, all the rage, there's nothing that you can grab and be like, oh, let me numb. You just have to be there with it. Yeah. And so I think it really also started me on that journey of understanding my emotions and understanding that these are things that pass. Yeah, you have to allow things to pass. And if you need to cry, just cry. I wasn't a big crier before. But yeah, I think having a baby really, it can put you in touch with your emotions in a way that you didn't have before.
Yeah. And just tying in from that, when you look at your child, your son, are there parts of you that you see in your child?
He's such a happy soul and he loves people. He's so ready to interact with people. And I feel like that's me.
Yes.
Like I'm generally very joyful and I love to interact with people. I'm very friendly. And I see that in him. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
The other day I took him for a walk and he was smiling at someone and they were just like, oh, he's so you. He really looks like my husband. Okay. But when he smiles, I'm like, that's mine. That's mine. Yeah.
That's beautiful. You have been one of the most successful female artists in Kenya, I dare say in our continent. How have you managed to balance between this new role? You are already a wife and then now you're a mom and you still have a music career. How have you managed to balance all of those?
First, thank you for seeing me like that. But for the longest time, I felt like I was one of the most unsuccessful female artists in Africa and Kenya.
Explain that,
and
please.
Like I didn't attain what I wanted to. For the longest time, it was a dream that died. So for anyone who's pursued like a passion and then it didn't pan out the way you wanted to, there's a lot of disappointment, there's a lot of grief. And so for me, as I was, just before I got pregnant, I was dealing with that because the pandemic happened. And what were we told? Artists are non-essential services. All of a sudden, if you can't perform, you don't have a job. So, and we really didn't know where the pandemic was going. It was like, wow, so am I out of a job? The only people that matter are lawyers, nurses, doctors. So it's like, oh my gosh, I chose the wrong profession. Why did I pursue being an artist? And there was a lot of shame there. So it was like, okay, if I can't be an artist, what else can I do? That's really the frame of mind I was in. And then I got pregnant. So I'm grieving a dream that has died. I'm trying to pivot and do something else, but my heart is broken. And then now I have a child. And in my thinking, it was you figure out everything, your career, your marriage, you need to be a whole person before you have a child. And now I have a child. And I'm not a whole person. So really, it pushed me to work on my emotional health. But in terms of balancing a career and motherhood, it feels like it's a new life. As much as I was bringing new life into the world, God was also breathing new life into my broken dreams, into looking at, okay, what didn't work? What can I do? Who am I? What is this gift for? Yes, I have the gift of music, but maybe it's not to pursue a music career. Who are you, God? Who am I? Like I was really in that space of, show me my next move. I don't know where to go. And now I'm also having a child. But the child was the catalyst to lean into God more, to find that wisdom, to learn, to figure out my next step. But in terms of career, I can't say that I am a fully formed, successful artist. I'm an artist in recovery. I'm really working on that, and God is healing that. But let me not lie to you and tell you I think that I'm the most successful artist in Africa and that I'm balancing it with motherhood. No,
Right.
I'm figuring out my stride even as I mother. And it's interesting to do that.
I really appreciate the honesty with that. And I think also just the perspective, because we are on the outside looking in, and whereas you may feel the struggle, it's not as obvious to us. We see a girl who has succeeded in different areas of her life and is succeeding in motherhood. We don't know that it was the ghetto. We don't know all of that. You're doing it so graciously. So as you navigate that, as you recover, as
Yes,
you said, we
yeah.
will be here waiting.
Hey.
Has motherhood impacted your artistic expression in any way?
Yes, it has. Actually, last year I was part of a music business program run by Mudhoni, the drama queen of Blankets and Wine. And it's really a course that's teaching about branding and the business side of entertainment, which is really the foundation I didn't have. But a part of the program was to create a body of work, an EP. We were making songs together. So I put out a record that I recorded while I was pregnant. And so being in the space where I was heartbroken about my dream, but then I'm growing new life within me, and then God is breathing new life into my gift. And now I made this record. It's called Start Again, the Start Again EP. And it was so healing. Just understanding that I want to recover so that when my son goes through something in his life, I can say, yeah, look how I did it and look at the beauty that came out of it. So it was really amazing. It was so healing. Also, I wasn't trying to do anything with the art I was making. I wasn't trying to make a hit. I wasn't trying to be the next superstar. I was just expressing myself with joy, with love, going back to the love of my craft. And it was also because I wanted my child to really do what they love to do, right? So I have to create that space for myself to allow myself to be an artist, to allow myself to rise up when I fall. And yeah, my son really motivated that. That's the kind of person I want my son to be. So I have to embody that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you care to sample something for us from the Start Again EP?
Of course.
Yes.
I need a spark, get me out the dark. Would you light the way? What's it gonna take to start again? I wanna start again.
Oh my goodness. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
We're aware that we cannot exist as mothers or wives or whatever role that we carry by ourselves. We need a support system. Mm-hmm. So I am sure you have a support system. Mm-hmm. Who is your support system?
Ooh, my family. I feel like first my husband. He's really been hands-on. And my mom is always like joking about it. Hey, men of these days, they even hold the baby. They can even change diapers. So it really helps to have a partner who's in your corner, who's about like actually taking care of the kid. Not, oh, the kid was born, so I've gone to have drinks with my boys. Congrats, which happens. So it's really amazing to have a partner who's involved. I have the best nanny in the world. She needs an award. I think I should continually like increase her salary so no one else can take her. She's phenomenal. She loves God. So she's a huge support. It's hard to leave your child, but when you know they're in good hands, right? You can be at peace. You can go and do your work and you can come back. That support, having a really good nanny is incredible. And then also my sisters. My sisters are amazing aunties. They really love on my son. So I would say my family, my in-laws are amazing. My mother-in-law is amazing. She's always bringing for him malenge from the farm.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think my family is really amazing.
Yeah. And you feel that because of that support system being so solid, you've then been able to continue on, doing the other things that Mayoyo is about, because you're more than being a mother.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. And like you have to allow yourself the mom guilt, get over it, but like live your life, because you also want your child to live their life and they're watching you. So you have to be the fullness of who you are. But it's hard. It's hard. I think in the beginning, you go away for 1 hour, then it becomes 2 hours, then 3 hours, and it keeps increasing. But yeah, you have to be your own person.
Yeah. Yeah. Well done. Do you feel like you have received support from the industry now that you're now Mayoyo, who is a mom, Mayonde, who is a mom? Do you feel like the industry has supported you and allowed you, whether it was the time that you've needed away or whatever the dynamics are like, have you received support from the community?
The industry. Well, I would say it's hard to address the industry because a lot of the times it feels like the industry here is like the wild, wild west. Everyone is kind of figuring it out and doing their own thing. I don't feel a pressure to be a certain way or do things in a certain way. So I struggle with connecting with the industry.
Right.
Yeah, because a lot of what we were learning at Perform Music Incubator was how to create your own lane, to focus on your own audience, and stop looking at it so generally, like the industry. It's like, who is my tribe? So my focus is not the trends or what's popping or what's normal. I haven't been body shamed or anything, but my focus is really on who my people are, who are Mayonde's fans, who are Mayonde's family.
Yes.
That's the focus. And they have been gracious. They have consumed the music. I'm having a show, my first show this coming Saturday.
Oh, yay. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So I haven't been on stage in a while. I never thought I would be on stage again. But just to see how God breathes life into dreams, right? Or into your desires or into your gift. To be like, wow, I'm going to be on stage again. And it's an opportunity for me to call my tribe to come,
I love that.
Yeah. So I'm not really looking at the industry. I'm looking for my tribe, my
Your
people.
tribe, your lane.
My lane. And I don't have to look like anyone. I don't have to sound like anyone.
Yeah.
But there are people who care about me and what I've made and can connect to that. So I kind of divorced the industry and now I'm looking for a deeper connection with my tribe.
Thank you, Mayonde. I feel like that is such a level of self-awareness that we all need to just understand that we cannot be everything to everybody and we cannot go by the standards of everybody and we cannot expect support from everybody.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people break under that. The industry did not support me. The people did not believe in me. But you knowing that this is my tribe, this is my community, and they believe in me, they support me, they have walked with me. That is quite something. Do you have any self-care routines just for you to recharge?
So many.
Tell us.
So many tools I've had to find along the way. So a lot of self-care practices are body-based, right? Your skincare, your hair routine, go for a walk, which those are amazing. But there are such great tools for emotional self-care that I find create the foundation for even me to take care of my outside, right? So there's emotional freedom technique or tapping. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Tell us about it.
So that's a really good way to, if you have a really big emotion, it's a really good way to process it. Maybe look for tapping. It helps you process the emotion in your body. A lot of the times we feel an emotion and then we want to run away from it, but that helps you lean into it. Being still, just listening to like a worship instrumental, listening for what God is telling me if I'm struggling with something, reading books that heal or uplift, or watching content that uplifts my spirit. That's also a big one for me. Being in nature is huge. And then there's something I've been doing lately because of a book I'm reading called The Artist's Way, which is artist dates, where you take your artist on a date. So you're feeding your creativity. Go watch a film, go for a pottery class, go skating, just do things that are fun for you, but you don't have to involve 20 people by yourself. Yeah, you don't have to make the plan for you and your best friend. It's you. Do you like your company? So I love spending time alone. I love my solitude. And it recharges me.
Yeah. And I have to ask, because you mentioned earlier that you have had PCOS. What things have you had to do? Some of the things, you don't have to tell us everything, but just some of the things to take care of yourself as someone who's had to live with PCOS.
Yeah, getting back in the gym, because weights are really good for balancing your hormones, getting muscle in your body. I've had to eliminate a few things from my diet. I still like waver sometimes and it's too much. But yeah, cutting out gluten or wheat products, soy products, caffeine, alcohol. What else? Those are the ones that I can think of right now. But like carbs that are really high when it comes to insulin resistance, like the white rice, which I love.
Tastes good.
Yeah, it tastes good. So just, I guess, eating foods that don't allow for your body to process them better when it comes to insulin. Insulin resistance is a huge thing with PCOS. So you kind of have to change your diet. Yeah, I was a big cocktail girly, but I've had to be like, bye. Yeah, those are some of the things I've done.
Okay, that's very helpful. What would you say to a mom who is trying to figure out how to balance everything that comes with motherhood and also possibly wanting to pursue their creative side like you have? What can they do, especially maybe a mom who just feels stuck?
Wow. Okay. First, I would say get into therapy. That's like
That's a good one.
That's like really helpful. Having someone that you can bounce things off of to help you with the stuckness. Because sometimes you just need someone who knows the way to help you, not to heal you, but to navigate you out of the stuckness. So therapy I think every new mom needs therapy, honestly. Whether you want to be a creative or not, like just go for therapy. A few sessions, please. What else? I would say maybe I would recommend The Garden Within by Dr. Anita Phillips. It's really about emotional healing and how our hearts are really running the show of our lives. So if you get your heart right, from it flow the issues of life. So if you are able to focus on your emotional healing, and rope God into that, because he's really the healer, the master healer, then it's very easy to move forward, because most of the issues we have are heart-based. Yeah.
We're almost wrapping this up, but I have to ask you, Mayonde, over the last few years, you've been very vocal about your faith. Why?
I think it's different when you, not to say that people who are not vocal haven't had an encounter with Jesus, but when you really have an encounter with Jesus, I understand why he would heal people and they would just go running and be like, Jesus healed me. Like it's a miracle. When you experience a miracle, when you experience his spirit, when you experience his rescue, you can't help but talk about it, because you're just like, everyone needs it. Like, and I struggled for so long without it. Like, let me just help the next guy. I know. There's all these other things and all these other paths. And I experienced all of them, but none of them healed the core of me like Jesus did. So it just happens. It's not like I'm trying, and I'm not trying to convert everyone. I'm just like, save yourself. Like, just save yourself all the mess. If you would only just listen. But which is weird, because before I was evangelizing, but I hadn't really had an encounter. So it was more just repeating what other people had said about who God is. Yeah, so it's very different.
It's beautiful.
when you encounter the Spirit of God.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. What do you hope that your beautiful baby boy can learn from watching you being his mother,
Oh my God.
pursuing what you're passionate about and just living life?
Not me crying. Oh wow. I think to be brave, to be bold, to live fully. Yeah, to live fully.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave nothing behind, give it your all. I had people talking about tears
It's
here,
okay.
and it's happened to me. I didn't expect. I never
There's tissue
expected
right
it.
next to you.
Oh, thank you. You thought about this.
Yeah.
You're ready.
We're ready for you. We're ready for your tears.
Yeah.
Mayonde, you're so beautiful and we're so grateful for who you are, for the person that you are, and for sharing your gifts with us, and for saying yes to this Hey Mama community. We wish you all of God's blessings on your motherhood journey and your music career and everything that your heart desires. Thank you for being here.
I received that. Thank you, Kambua. Thank you for your light.
Yes.
You are such a beautiful light, and it's been a blessing to watch you
Thank
and
you.
watch your journey and see how you always come through. Like God pulls you through and takes you from glory to glory. So
Yeah.
keep shining, my sister.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.